Hi, welcome back to the Storehouses of Heaven Bible Study with me, Mary Cremo. We're in Genesis 6. We're going to read through verse 8. Then the people began to multiply on the earth, and daughters were born to them. The sons of God saw the beautiful women, and took any they wanted as their wives. Then the Lord said, My spirit will not put up with humans for such a long time, for they are only mortal flesh. In the future, their normal lifespan will be no more than 120 years. In those days, and for some time after, giant Nephilites lived on the earth, for whenever the sons of God had intercourse with women, they gave birth to children who became the heroes and famous warriors of ancient times. The Lord observed the extent of human wickedness on the earth, and he saw everything they thought or imagined was consistently and totally evil. So the Lord was sorry he had ever made them and put them on the earth. It broke his heart. And the Lord said, I will wipe this human race I have created from the face of the earth. Yes, and I will destroy every living thing, all of the people, the large animals, the small animals, that scurry along the ground, and even the birds of the sky. I am sorry I ever made them. But Noah found favor with the Lord. Okay, so the wickedness is growing so bad that somebody living for 1,000 years, there's too much wickedness to continue on for a long period of time. God knows that living in sin and evil for the rest of our lives is not good for anyone. It's not good for us, and it's not good for anyone who's innocent on the receiving end of the wickedness. So the sons of God is interpreted basically about three different ways. It is, some people say, oh, angels and demons, probably the demons who've been kicked out of heaven. That doesn't make any sense, because here we are saying, my spirit will not put up with humans for such a long time, for they are only mortal flesh. And this is just said literally just after the sons of God saw the beautiful women and married them, any of them. So it meant that they married as many as they wanted. There was no cap on the marriage numbers. It was polygamy and bigamy to like crazy levels, probably. The women were gorgeous. The women were absolutely breathtaking, and that is awesome. But possibly problematic. If a beautiful woman marries an evil man, we've seen how that works out. Not very well. The woman ends up in a terrible situation. Okay, so the Nephilim are the children of these beautiful women and the sons of God. Some people say it's from the line of Seth, because he became the righteous son of Adam and Eve instead of Cain. But that doesn't make a ton of sense to me, because Noah's the only one in this long line of genealogy that is considered righteous, at this particular point in the world's situation. And it does not say that Noah is from the Nephilim. It does not. But God has given us this huge, long genealogy that we just finished in chapter 5. So we are looking at the genealogy, and then God starts another thought. He stops and says, okay, wait, here we go. Then this is, after we look at all this genealogy, we've got Noah. And he has now become a father. Now we're talking about how all of this has been going on. And the Nephilim is interpreted as, it's a Hebrew word that basically means a powerful person, a person in a position of authority. So like a ruler, a judge, a warrior, something like that. And that makes the most sense. So the Nephilim became powerful people, warriors, heroes. And if somebody is evil and a warrior, powerful, keep in mind, this is when mankind was at the best in the DNA, the best of the best, the most strong of the strong, the most handsome of the handsome, the most intelligent of all. So like we have lost a lot of that as our DNA has degraded through the time of the world. And so here we are, we're looking at them and we're saying, wow, that has to be just basically the sons of God. Basically, Adam and Eve were the children of God because God made them to be his children. And that makes the most sense in this reference. God does make things ambiguous at times for us to just be like, I don't understand at all. But as far as reading the Bible, this part makes the most logical sense. That it's just through the line of Cain, it is through the line of, it's basically humans procreating and having really incredible DNA. And these people are strong and they're warriors and they're, think of the story of Beowulf, where the guy is so strong that he rips the arm off of basically a dragon, which is a dinosaur. Dragons and dinosaurs are the same thing. Because if you also look in Job, but we will talk about all that later. Anyway, because of the stories in the Bible, I do believe that it is physically possible for some people to be that strong, especially several hundred years ago, to be that strong, to be able, and they're working out, and this is their entire life's work. This is all they do. They eat the right food. They're in the right environment. They train every single day. It's possible. It's doable. Especially when you see some of the exploits that are done in the Bible. It's just like, wow, those seem impossible. But you have to keep in mind, back in the day, people were stronger, people were healthier, people were, more capable of a lot more than we ever imagined. And see, people have taken the science and history of the Bible and said, oh no, it can't possibly be science because we have created an alternative religion that we have called science to pull people away from the Word of God because they didn't want to be under the authority and lordship of God. So they made it up on purpose to draw people away because it wasn't Darwin, but it was somebody who was around that time who came up with it and was, I forget his name, I will have to look that up, but Answers in Genesis talks about him a lot, especially in the Answers in Genesis Canada. So if you go through their videos, you'll probably find the name. But he was saying, we need to do this. We cannot out-argue and out-reason with the people in the Bible about the Bible, the Christians. We can't do it. So we need to undermine the authority of God and draw them away and confuse them and make their faith seem shaky. When you look at it logically and reasonably, everything in science backs up the Bible. Everything in science confirms the Bible. Everything in archaeology confirms it. No matter what you do, evolution is not confirmed by science. There's nothing observable about the beginning of time. But in the Bible, in the Word of God, He's the one telling us. He's the eyewitness to all of this. And He is the one giving us this very credible history, which is backed up by biblical sources, by ancient texts, by all the ancient texts, including Israel being held by Egypt, are in archaeology. So I'm going to leave this here and we're going to continue on the next video. But until then, may the Word of God be a sword into your heart and a light into your feet. And may you love Him all your days and serve Him all your days, completely surrendered and submitted to Him and thriving in the deepest parts of your whole being because He is lighting your soul. And in that, be blessed.